So what is going on, guys? We are back with another video, and with just about every Ultimate Team related video, I'm going to open a pack. I'm honestly just addicted to packs, and it's an excuse. But we are going to make a budget video here for you guys today for some of the budget players, and it kind of works for, what is that called? Salary cap as well. But these are going to be kind of players that if you're just starting out, or you maybe even have just a position you don't, want to spend a ton of money on, you're going to find players here, and some of them I actually might work into my own lineup, especially for salary cap, as there's some really decent options in here, and they're all really cheap. So we all know that just about all the gold cards are going to be around 1,000 coins. Not 100% of the time, but some of them are, some of them aren't. This card normally goes for about 900 coins. I am doing this video late at night, so it's probably not the greatest representation, but Matthew Stafford is, I wouldn't say my number one on this list, but it's very close to number one because he actually, he's actually not that slow at all. 76 speed, acceleration, 72 speed. You're not going to get insane ability with him, but you're going to be able to move around a little bit, and his throwing stats are actually really solid considering he has 92 throw power, and to put that in perspective, that's actually really high. That's higher than Cam Newton, higher than Luck. I mean, these cards are kind of random, but I think Matthew Stafford is a really great quarterback as a budget player. Now, the thing about this is the salary cap, maybe not look at the quarterbacks because you're going to spend a lot on just about any quarterback. But the second guy we have is Derek Carr. He's kind of for the guy that throws kind of short, but also wants to run a bit with their quarterback, as Derek Carr is very good for that. 80 speed, 85 acceleration. Overall, really solid throwing stats, and he can throw a little bit better on the run. Pretty solid. He's going for 1,400 coins right now because of the Man of the Month set did kind of come out. I'm not sure if that's what he goes for. Normally, I see him around 950 coins to 1,000, so I wouldn't expect too much from that. And now I know you're probably thinking this is not a budget player. About 2,700 coins. I would say you can get him about 2,500 coins easily. Once again, this is late at night. His stats aren't overwhelmingly amazing, but for what I've used of this card personally, it is an insane quarterback. 87 throw power is a little bit on the lower side, but he does have 86 mid and short, which is very accurate, with an 81 deep, 83 throw on the run, and believe it or not, an 81 speed with 86 acceleration, making him one of the faster gold quarterbacks in the game, considering the accuracy from the card. And I honestly recommend him more than any of the other cards. He's just so good. I don't know why he plays so well. You can even see it in my salary cap video. He's just so good. Now, the way I kind of made this video is I started choosing players that are for different, types of players. Like this card right here is one of my players that I would say is pretty solid for budget. He's a trucking style player, of course, with the 89 trucking. 86 speed's a little slow, but with 91 acceleration, he should be able to do some work for you. This is for the more trucking style player. We do have speed back that we can look at, and a quote-unquote, versatile. This isn't really the card, but another just quick throw in there is Tevin Coleman. Decently fast speed back. 70 catching is actually kind of decent for running back, as they're all really low this year. But the guy I would recommend is Devonta Freeman, 3,000 coins. Very elusive, very good. He is 5'8", so, to each their own. He's going to be kind of slower considering he's shorter. 89 speed, 88 acceleration. A very solid card. What's his catching, by the way? Is it up there already? 72, once again. The catching on most cards just isn't great. Now, here we have Ezekiel Elliott, and this isn't really the budget card, but you can actually get a 76 overall one of these cards for free if you do the Cowboys team solos. And don't get me wrong, you guys are probably thinking, okay, this guy's getting a little too budget-like. That's not a great card at all. But I'm legit. Some of these cards are actually for the people that are on such a low budget with their team. Maybe even it's an actual budget squad that they're building, they're doing solos with. Obviously not all of this is going to be for everyone, but if you do the solos, you do get the free Ezekiel Elliott, which is, I would say it's pretty budget. Now, for the fullback position, it's really going to be to each their own. The fullback position is always kind of expensive, and just about all of them are around the same. But if I was going to recommend just one, I would recommend the Bca Felton card. About 1,800 coins, maybe 1,600, 1,500 on a good day. Pretty solid overall. He's really fast. His catching's not great, but he's actually pretty fast considering he's not a bad blocker at all. What is his juking stats, by the way? He's all right with trucking and all that. Nothing too spectacular, but the fullback position is one of those. if you really value it, you're probably going to have to spend a little bit more coins on it. So I know this is like really expensive. I don't know why. I'm just going to throw this in there because for whatever reason, when I made this list a couple of days ago, this Beasley card was going for about 3 or 4K. Maybe it's just really late at night. Who knows? But Cole Beasley is the guy, I would say. And of course, someone actually bought that. So possibly disregard this, maybe not. But I really love this card. He's really solid. Maybe people realize he's good for salary cap. He does only have 30 points attached to him. But this card plays really well. The stats aren't even that bad either. But this Beasley card is a freak of nature. Kind of like the Teddy Bridgewater card. Nothing too overwhelmingly spectacular, but the actual playing of the card is absolutely insane. Now we have Sammy Watkins, 3,200 coins. I really wish I would have made this video during the day where the prices are even cheaper. But 3,000 coins-ish for a Sammy Watkins card. Overall, very solid. I don't know if there's an elite one. I would love to get that card because this one looks amazing, in my opinion. 64 run blocking. It's about average. A little bit above average for a card of this tier. Pretty solid overall, though. Now, this card I would 100% recommend, which is John Brown. About 1,000 coins, a little lower maybe. Overall, just look at the stats. It's all there for you. Only stat he's really missing is release. He's really solid, especially for an 81 overall gold card that's very fast. His run blocking is going to be very low at 49, but very elusive, very good, very fast. And that's the one card I recommend 100% if somehow you haven't bought that already. And I actually didn't mention it, but the another card is also Michael Floyd, kind of a taller player. If you want a 6'3" or above guy, this would be your guy. I think he's really solid, and someone bought him. But yeah, I think this card is a very solid card as well. His run blocking is probably quite a bit better as well. 63, so about average again. Now the Tavon Austin card, he goes for about, I would say, 1,000 coins. You can usually find them for 900, but this is the card you're going to get for a kick returner 100%. Maybe even throw him in the slot. This is a guy I actually like to use for solo challenges because he's very deadly on out routes. And this is kind of the card, if you're not getting John Brown, maybe get this one. You usually can find Tavon for a little bit cheaper, but today he's a little bit expensive because it is late at night once again. Now here, Kevin White, he's actually going for a lot more than normal. Maybe it's because of the switches with the team heroes, but Kevin White, 89 speed, 84 catch. Another Michael Floyd type, but a lot faster. A little bit less good at catching. But 53 run back, that is a little bit low, but he could be your number 2 wide receiver. Another guy that you could actually play for the out route. Pretty solid card, 6'3" once again. Kind of like your poor man, Jordan Matthews. And then the last card that I feel that a lot of people do overlook is Brandin Cooks, who apparently isn't even a budget card anymore. I don't know if the Saints cards are just expensive. But once again, some of these cards, the prices are going to be really fluctuant, so I don't know whether or not they're 100% budget or not. But Brandin Cooks, another burner. Very good for kick returning, very good for just out routes in general, anything for the slot, basically. Run blocking is probably going to be really low, but who knows, 42. So, yeah, if you like to run the ball, maybe not the greatest for you, but he is a burner. Now, the tight end position is a very interesting one. And I seen Ertz. So, 1,600 coins for an Ertz card. The kind of run blocking style guy, if you're a big fan of running it, this is your guy, as he's not bad at catching. He can still get the job done in receiving, but of course he is more or less the blocking style tight end of this group. And now we move on to the polar opposite. Jordan Reed, you can see one that was for 1,500 coins. A lot of these cards you can get for about 1,200 coins or less. But the receiving type player, Jordan Reed, I actually really like his card, which is why I'm probably going to use the most feared at some point. But this card is just as good. Overall, look at the stats. Very good at catching. Very good at getting open, too. 83 speed. You'd probably like a little bit more out of him, but 83, 84, 85 for the speed, acceleration, agility are very good. Let's see his juking stats. 84 catch or jumping. He's got a little bit of juke move. Nothing really too spectacular, but he is definitely going to be one of your faster options. Now we're back to the Saints. Maybe the Saints cards are a little bit more expensive. Take it with a grain of salt. Not all these cards are going to be the price that I want them to be. But here we got the kind of hybrid type, 6'6", 83 speed, 80 catching, decent catching stats, but he does have 77 run block and that height factor, the big body mismatch. He doesn't have the greatest of juking stats, but overall kind of the in-between guy. And then the guy I would recommend the most out of all the players is Ladarius Green. 87 speed, 83 catching, just so fast. Obviously, if you want the run blocker, Ertz is probably the better option, maybe even Fleener. But this Ladarius Green card has been very well for me this season. He's actually been really good. I believe I have him at third still. Maybe, I don't know. If there's ever a better card of him, we're 100% going to get it. His card is very solid, just so good at getting open for whatever reason. So now we're on to the left tackle position, and this is Taylor Lewan. He's kind of a, more or less balanced type player. He's actually very fast. 75 speed for a left tackle is pretty good. Pretty much simple. The chemistries, didn't really look into that too much. But Taylor Lewan, there's not really going to be much to show for these linemen, which is pretty much the rest of the positions anyways. Cordy Glenn, of course, it wouldn't be a budget squad video without a gold Cordy Glenn. I've always loved his card. This is the pass blocking type, which is kind of where I would build my team. I'm like all right with running, but I'm not a huge fan of it. So if I am going to go budget style, I'm definitely going pass blockers. And Cordy Glenn is really solid. So if you can overlook that run blocking, I think this would be the best choice. Of the 3 linemen for left tackle I'm going to show, I would say this is the best choice out of them all for sure, though. And then the last card is Jason Peters. He's going for about 1,800 coins right now, a little bit overpriced. But this is the run block style guy, and he actually is decent at pass blocking as well. But if this, if you're the run type guy, which, there are a lot of people like that, not me personally, I'm just so bad at juking this year, this is going to be the left tackle for you. And once again, he's kind of more of the balance guy, kind of like Taylor Lewan, but just a little bit more focused in the run aspect. Now we have left guards. The thing about left guards is they're actually really sought after because it's one of the least depth positions in Madden / real life. And Jack Mewhort is our first guy. At 3,000 coins is a little pricey. We do have a couple of cheaper options, I believe. But Jack Mewhort, run block style guy, but he is actually really balanced as well. He's balanced, but he's also obviously more in tune with the run block style, but he's overall good enough to get it done for both aspects. Now we have Andrew Norwell. I would say he goes for about 1,500 coins flat. I seen him for 1,400k, like 1,400k. All right, 1,400. There's about 3 of them the other night. This is your complete run block style guy. I wouldn't recommend him. The thing about this is the reason why he was on this list is because I do see him for about 1,000 to 1,400 all the time, while Mewhort's always going for 3k. So personally, if you can get Mewhort for within 1,000, there's no point to even getting Norwell. And then the guy that I use for a long time for budget, I'm going to actually take a look at the most feared as well. But Gabe Jackson, I think, is a great budget player. Very balanced. His impact blocking is not the greatest, and he is a little slow, but this is one of your better bets at about 1,300 coins or less. A little bit more in tune for pass blocking, but he is balanced. Let's take a look at the better version. You can get this one for 2,600. Another card I actually think I will throw in as a recommended budget guy. He looks all right, but honestly, if you're going to pay the same exact price for Mewhort, I'd probably take Mewhort over him. But as of right now, Gabe is actually a little bit cheaper. Going on to center, we are sticking with the Raiders. 2,500 coins for Rodney Hudson. I'd say about 2,200 is a safe bet to buy him for. Overall, just a very solid player. I know his strength's only 80, but with 90 pass block, 92 impact, he is one of the better pass blocking centers. Not even just in the gold tier, but in the game, he's actually really solid. A little bit on the slower side once again, but he's pretty decent, and that's kind of why he's going for almost 3k. But I'd say you can easily get him for 2,200 during the day, but I am recording this at night once again. Now we're moving on to Joe Berger. Let's take a look at Sullivan. I guess a little budget guy for run blocking, but Berger is always going for about 1,000 coins. The prices have shifted a little bit, but this is your guy for run blocking completely. That sucks, but this is your guy if you're trying to run block with 93 run blocks. Probably one of the better centers in the league for it. Overall base 80s for the rest of the stats, which make him decent. But of course, these, I really don't recommend the run blocking style guys. Maybe some of you guys actually do prefer that, but for me personally, I would never go that route. And just like, what is it called? Cordy Glenn, it wouldn't be a budget video without Corey Linsley. Now, he does only have 80 run block, 81 pass block, but with 91 strength and 87 impact, he is actually pretty solid. 79 awareness, and he is a little bit on the faster side. Not that that really matters too much, but I don't think I'll ever have a budget video for the end of time until they retire without at least Cordy Glenn, because he's going to be good forever. Corey Linsley might not, he might fall off the wagon soon. So now here we have one of the more better positions, David Decastro, right guard, of course. Get him for about 2,000 coins. This is probably the one card that actually does go for about 2,100 coins. David Decastro, 90 strength, just about 85 in the rest of the stats if you balance them. Not the fastest card in the world, but overall this is going to be the best bet. I think of the two guys, this is my most recommended of the right guards that I'm going to show. And the other guy is going for about 2,000 coins as well. This is a very great player, but the impact blocking is a little bit low. To each their own with that kind of stuff. But 88 run block, 87 pass block, and 85 strength are very solid cards. I have the elite one, and he actually is really good. I am probably going to look to upgrade him, but I think it's a solid card from the elite standpoint. So I would assume this gold card being slightly worse than him would also be a great addition. Now we are on to the right tackle position. Morgan Moses Bca edition is a very good card, especially for an 82 overall right tackle. Right tackle has always been a very tough position to get in Madden for cheap and just in general decent. And this card is definitely that. A little bit on the slower side once again, but with 84 stamina and just about 85 pluses in every other stat, you can pretty much average him out to an 88 overall blocking. He's actually very good. The BCA chemistry is kind of what throws me off a little bit because you're most likely not going to have enough to use that. And then the final guy for my offensive is Phil Loadholt, a guy that probably goes for about 1,400 coins. The price has been varying really crazily. His run blocking is insane, which is why you want him. But I just overall love this card in general because he's 6'8", like 340 pounds. His pass block is 78, but he's so good at it. It's just so hard to move a big giant man like that. Let me know if any of the cards were new to you, as in, oh, I didn't really think about that guy, or oh, I didn't know he had that good of stats, or I didn't know he was that cheap. It sucks that a lot of the cards are actually kind of expensive tonight because a lot of you guys are probably like, I could have just found my own cards for 2,000 a piece, but I promise you a lot of these cards are going to be going for a lot cheaper in the peak hours where there's actually people playing and opening packs and actually putting cards up. I think this would be a great video coming up, since this is going to be on a Saturday, right when people are opening a ton of packs for those legends. All of these cards are probably going to go for 50% of what you've seen in this video. That I'm really surprised by that Cole Beasley. I did not expect him to be that expensive. But once again, let me know what you thought. Maybe subscribe if this helped you. Honestly, as much as it's awesome, I really do love it when people subscribe and like and all that. But just watching the video truly is awesome. Maybe leave a comment on someone that I missed, or if you actually enjoyed one of the players or just the video, whatever. That's my favorite part of YouTube, hands down, is interacting with you guys. So, that'd be pretty cool if you maybe stop by the comment section or something. But hopefully you guys come out for the next video, which I believe will be the defensive side of this budget video. Wouldn't really make any sense for me to do just offensive and not defensive. So hopefully I see you guys there. But, until we're there, see ya!